Syntheseis means composition in Greek. However, this title plays on the ambiguity of the meaning synthesis, that of synthesizing sounds, but also the synthesis of having lived a moment compressed into an extremely short space of a few minutes, and then the sense that your previous life has permitted you to free yourself from the cultural restrictions of the past. At a certain point in my life, I realized that music no longer interested me. It caused me great problems and made me realize there was only one thing that interested me about music, and that was sound. For about 6 months, I hid away up in the mountains, miles from anywhere, listening to sound itself from scratch. It was at that time that I said to myself, I'll learn to listen to the sound of the grass that grows. Why have I told you all these details spoken out of tune off the cuff like this, recorded onto vinyl too? Why all these materialistic details? To help you understand just how much mechanical and manual work goes into these things. And then this disc was produced, and I only managed to pay for the recording of it. Hence the cover remained white. Quite frankly, I didn't have enough money to pay for that too, but between the content and the cover, I preferred to give a high-quality content as usual. Today it would be the reverse, but that's just a bit of controversy. That was in 1980. Now, by pure chance, many years later, I happened to be showing my wife how to use the internet as a research engine, and I said, try putting in my name and the title of this disc and we'll see what comes up. And this is what came up. I was amazed and also a little mortified. Now he'll explain what happened. It's a sale. His disc is now a collector's cult item, and its market value is about $500. There is even a review that refers to it as the big kahuna of electronic music.
E con una presentazione che lo presenta come il gran kahuna della musica elettronica.
Corrado, in despair, went to find out what the big kahuna was. The big kahuna is... Originally, it was a Polynesian wizard. But apart from that, this disc has also been called the Holy Grail of electroacoustic music. Therefore, as we've already mentioned, in this millennium where everything that's needed is found in the past, this extremely avant-garde and experimental work, with all its relative problems, has become a collector's item. I don't even know where it comes from, maybe America. But it's become collectible, and not only that, there is also a review and criticism of the cover, which was considered to be very rudimental. Of course, this disc was obviously one of the first copies and must have been given as a present. I can't really see very well, but it seems to be number 2, as they were all numbered. A disc of this sort would naturally be of interest to a collector. It was given as a present, and there must have been someone, and it wasn't me, who wrote the title, name and surname of the author on the white cover. I will show you how a cover is done today. This is an edition I did later. This photo is an original, and also what is written is the original. I will read exactly what is written. It's the result of the experimental matching of completely different sound sources to the most ancient of conventional instruments. The voice, panpipes, drum, xylophone, flute, most of which has been due to the creativity of Cristina Rossi. What is missing completely are the instruments from the orchestra of the 19th century. Most of all, there's no piano. Modern electronic sounds are put alongside noises from present-day objects such as telephone ringtones, plastic tubing, polystyrene, metal sheeting, etc. I had to redo this introduction. It was done in 1980. The disc was made in 1979. You can't do things in the same way anymore, because if I say telephone ringtones, people think I mean mobile phone ringtones. But no, the ringtones are electronic bells, which were used in those days. Today you can't say that. I had to change the introduction, but this one is the original. Plastic, polystyrene, metal sheeting. You see, as I said before, it's the material aspect. There is all this raw material available. Another important point to consider is that the electronic apparatus here used for the sound production, recording and the processing onto magnetic tape is kept to the mere essential and used to its maximum potential. Here I shall list the apparatus available, and it's really reduced to the basics, where everything has to be used to its maximum potential. We have things normally used in making music: voice, wooden flute, like panpipes, wooden xylophone, very rudimental things, quite prehistoric. Items used almost like a kind of weapon, like a producer of sound. Objects that might or might not be from our time, but mostly are from our time, as you can see particularly in the piece Odysseus' Return, or otherwise glass concrete. And then there's the electronics. But what's the purpose of electronics? They're needed to make, to invent sound and to elaborate it with other sounds. So, to sum up, the main instrument that's being used here is electronics, which can be used in many different ways.